All right, everyone. Buckle up. We're going deep on Lizzo today, and specifically her recent weight loss.
Yeah,
But trust me, this isn't your typical celeb gossip.
definitely not.
We're talking TMZ takes, we've got that whole South Park thing swirling around.
Right.
It's a whole lot more than meets the eye, let's just say that.
It really is. It's fascinating how TMZ is presenting all of this. They're
Yeah.
framing it as Lizzo, like taking control, like she's making a statement with this whole new look.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
sheer white top, the milkmaid braids.
Oh, I saw those pictures.
Yeah, very striking
And she's just like casually sitting in a car.
in the passenger seat.
Yep.
Like it's no big deal.
It's another day.
Yeah, exactly. And, her fans are going wild.
Ah, they're loving it.
In the comments, all over social media, it's like this huge outpouring of support, almost like a
Yeah.
"we told you so" to all the haters from before.
Oh, totally. It's like, remember all those people who had something to say about Lizzo's body? Well, look at her now.
Exactly. And then TMZ throws in this little curveball, connecting Lizzo's transformation to that South Park episode.
You mean the one from earlier this year?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
The one that, let's just say, wasn't exactly subtle about poking fun at Lizzo's weight.
Yeah, some people found it pretty offensive.
Oh, definitely. And look, we can't know for sure if that's what sparks Lizzo's fitness journey, but
But it is interesting timing.
it is. It makes you think, right? Like, even if it's satire, can something like that episode actually influence someone's personal choices?
It's a good question, especially when you think about the pressure on female celebrities in particular
Oh, absolutely.
to fit a certain mold, to look a certain way.
It's constant. And Lizzo's always been this amazing advocate for body positivity.
Yes. Embracing her curves, loving herself as she is. And now we're seeing this dramatic change.
And that's where things get a bit more complicated, right?
Yeah.
Because body positivity can mean different things to different people.
Right.
For some, it's about radical self-love, no matter your size.
Yeah.
For others, it might be about taking control of your health and making changes you feel good about.
It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
Exactly. And then there are those who see it as rejecting societal standards altogether.
Right.
So Lizzo's journey, however you interpret it, forces us to look at all those different angles.
Oh, totally. It's not a simple answer, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But wait, we can't forget about Lizzo's Halloween costume.
Oh, that's right. I was just thinking about that.
What a perfect segue.
She went as the Ozempic alternative character, from that South Park episode.
Now, for anyone who hasn't seen it, Ozempic is this medication that's gotten a lot of attention for its weight loss effects.
Right. It's been all over the news.
And South Park basically made this whole Lizzo-themed version of it as a joke.
Yeah, it was pretty out there.
So Lizzo goes and dresses up as this caricature of herself, like she's leaning into the joke.
It's like she's reclaiming it,
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Maybe even using it as fuel for her transformation.
I love that.
Talk about turning the tables.
It's almost like she's saying, you thought you could bring me down with this. Joke's on you. I'm using it to level up.
And TMZ is eating it up, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. They're playing up this whole clapback angle.
Like, it's Lizzo versus the South Park creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah, it's like this imaginary celebrity feud.
Which, let's be real, plays right into our obsession with drama.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like we're more interested in who's winning than actually thinking about what's going on with Lizzo.
Exactly. It's easy to get caught up in that surface level stuff and forget that there's a whole lot more to this story.
Right, we're talking about real pressures, especially for women in the spotlight,
Especially women.
to conform to these beauty standards that are often impossible to reach.
And we're constantly bombarded with headlines praising celebrities for weight loss.
Oh, yeah, without any real context about their health or why they're making those choices.
And that can be so damaging, especially for young people who are already trying to figure out their own relationship with their bodies.
Oh, absolutely. It's a good reminder that celebrating body diversity is important, but so are individual choices.
Yeah.
We can't assume everyone's path to self-love or well-being will look the same.
It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
Exactly. And that brings us back to Lizzo, this incredibly confident woman who's always challenged norms.
Right.
And now she's making a pretty dramatic shift.
It really makes you think, what does this mean for the whole body positivity movement?
It's a good question. Yeah, it really challenges us to think outside the box. Lizzo's always been this, symbol of self-love, and now she's making these choices that might seem kind of contradictory.
Totally. And, I mean, we can't forget that she literally laughed when that South Park episode went viral.
Right.
But now she's kind of turning that whole thing into something that feels empowering.
There's a real art to that. you
Yeah.
know,
Carved
taking
it.
something that could be hurtful and flipping the script.
Absolutely. Like her Halloween costume.
Perfect example.
It's like she's taking control of the narrative. It's like you try to define me, but I decide who I am.
Exactly. And that's powerful regardless of like what actually motivated her weight loss.
It really is. And it speaks to resilience too, right?
Totally. Some people would internalize that kind of criticism,
Yeah.
let it chip away at their self-esteem, but Lizzo seems to be channeling it in a totally different direction.
It's like she's taking control of the story. And that's something I think we can all learn from, whether it's dealing with body image or just negativity in
Oh,
general.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like she's turning this potentially defining moment into a stepping stone,
Yeah.
choosing to focus on her own goals, her own version of success.
And that's the key takeaway here, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what sparked her journey. What's inspiring is that it's her choice,
Hmm.
her body, her transformation.
Exactly. And that message resonates way beyond celebrity gossip. It's about remembering that we all have the power to choose how we respond to criticism,
Yeah.
how we define our own wins.
How we write our own stories. So, what do you think our listeners can take away from all of this? What does Lizzo's journey with all its twists and turns tell us about navigating the world today?
It's like a call to action in a way, to really examine how we view our own bodies,
Yeah.
to question the messages that we're constantly bombarded with, and to celebrate the fact that every single person's journey is unique.
No cookie cutter approaches to self love, no single right way to be.
Right. It's all about recognizing those individual choices and paths.
And remembering that true empowerment comes from within.
It does. Owning your story, owning your body, owning your decisions.
So, on that note, we're left with a question that's both intriguing and a little bit tricky. If Lizzo's weight loss was because of that South Park episode, does that make it empowering or problematic?
I mean, it's complicated, right? On the one hand, you could see it as her saying, hey, I'm taking this and turning it into something positive. You know?
Yeah, like you tried to make fun of me, but I'm rising above it.
Exactly. But then there's the other side of it. Like even someone like Lizzo, who's so confident, might still be affected by those societal pressures about how women should look.
It really makes you think, huh?
It does. It reminds us that we're all human. We can be empowered and still feel insecure sometimes.
It's true. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. We've all had moments where someone's words got to us, even if they were meant as a joke.
Oh, for sure. The important thing is to recognize when that happens and ask ourselves, why does this bother me? You know?
And then decide how much power we're going to give those words.
Exactly.
This whole Lizzo thing really makes you think about how we define success for ourselves, you know?
Yeah. Not based on what other people think, but what actually matters to us.
Totally. So much to think about, huh?
There is.
As always, we don't have all the answers here, but hopefully this deep dive has given everyone something to chew on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lizzo's journey, however it goes from here, reminds us that change is a process.
And that true power comes from within.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep those wheels turning, and we'll see you next time.